November 20th, 2019. 6:55 in the morning, and the JK bug out. Heck, goes two guy. He's just letting you know that the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft. The aircraft is, I don't know, it's over there doing something. It's over in the Strait of Hormuz. As you see, like, people driving, in all likelihood, going to work, you see all these cars passing by, you see all these cars going along with you. Everybody is, in all likelihood, they're going to work. Like, every one of these human beings woke up not wanting to, right? Not wanting to wake up just yet. You know, to me, an idea wake up time, well, it's pretty much when the sun comes up, you know? And then, but man, the destination that I gotta go to, it's not ideal. I don't particularly, you know that feeling that you get when you have like a 3-day weekend? Well, let's see. If you have a 3-day weekend starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday when you're done work, man, that feels good. That feeling of, you know, that you don't have to wake the hell up and do anything for the next couple days. So you can thoroughly enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, and then all of Friday you can do whatever you want, and then all of Saturday, then here comes Sunday. This is why everybody hates Monday. This is why Monday is going to be the new, I'm going to make Monday the new favorite day in the world. Because Monday is a mandatory day off. It's just a day off. It's no more Mondays. Because in my world, right? You know, my delusional world, you work, you volunteer, you help out. You know, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's it. 3 days. Maybe 4. I mean, if you want to pick up a 4th day, to, you know, get a few extra credit coins, then you can. So when Sunday comes around, well, you kind of got to battle a little bit with the fact that you have to get up the next morning, afternoon, evening, however, whatever timeline people work, and then you gotta go somewhere that you don't want to go. How many people in the world go to a job that they are thoroughly enthused about, day in and day out? Not too many people. I mean, even when I was doing that job where that guy was, you know, sabotaging my work for a year and a half, I still, and even though it was long as hell. It was almost a 2-hour drive, hour and a half to 2 hours. But I enjoyed it because, you know, the camaraderie that I had with everybody, and it was my development that I took on, so I was responsible for everything. And it paid well, and and I invited a lot of people to come to this job site only for that next year and a half, and you didn't have to work, you didn't have to look for work anymore. It was right there. It was consistent work nonstop, and So I had my brothers working for me. I had my cousins. I had friends, just everybody I could gather up. Came over to this job, and that part was decent, you know, being around the people. But when it started getting hectic and materials not being there, just, you know, that part was annoying. But it was rewarding in the end. In the end, the whole entire process was great from start to finish, because I figured out how to nail somebody down with them being a liar, and me knowing straight face, you're lying to me, you're poking holes in my pipes, I know you are, you son of a bitch, and you're using that little maintenance guy over here to do it because you're a big bully. And at that time I kind of learned how to deal with a straight up lying to your face conniver, slime ball. I mean, it's just what he was. I don't know if he learned his lesson or not from that point on. I hope he did. So, you know, when you go to work, it's just not the damn same. If you own the business and you're the, you know, if you get to wake up in the morning and do what you want to do, your life is awesome. When you get to wake up whenever you feel like waking up, and not that you're lazy, not that you're slacking, it's just when you wake up when you want to get up. And you know, when you go to a job, it's not like you have to physically manually do labor, but more organizing and keeping things in line. That's my next phase of life, is not the actual physical hands-on labor, not every day, but no matter what, whoever it is, when you retire, you're going to want to have something to do, right? And everybody in the world is so used to working for a living that they have to. So as of right now, there's no difference. And when things change from the people that, it's like, look, the land of Israel is going to be free, right? The land of Judah, the land, not the dirt and soil, the actual house, like the land, the house of Judah, the house of Israel, not brick and mortar, but the actual house, the temple. They're going to be free, which means your mind is free, number one, and your labor, it's now free. If everybody doesn't know that you're supposed to be free, they're going to continue to work the way that they thought that they were supposed to. But when you know that you're supposed to be free, going to work day in and day out, it's not the same. It's not, I don't have the same feeling that I had years past, where, you know, going into work, trimming houses for a living. Like, when I trimmed houses, I knew, you just know what needs to get done. It's the same thing. It's just, you kind of knock it out as fast as you can. You get a certain amount for it, and you move on. And you either go to the next house, get it set up, take the next day off. I mean, it's just, that freedom is what I miss. The freedom. Yeah, the job I have now is, it's free. You know, I take my breaks when I want to take my breaks, and I pretty much come in when I feel like it. I leave when I want. Yeah, my boss wants me to put at least 40 hours in, but he also understands this. I've been free these past 20 years, doing things on my own, and I'm still punching the clock. It's different because I'm trying to kill time instead of racing against it. It's such a different mindset. It took me a long time to get, I'm still not even adjusted to it, because I don't like to kill time. I like to use the time the best way that I can. And the job that I do, it's not highly skilled either. It's not something you really need to be skillful with. You just need to have a bunch of tools and the ability to grasp what you're told to do and do it. Trim work's different. Custom trim, cabinetry, like when I build cabinets and when I build custom furniture, that stuff is thoroughly enjoyable. The custom tables that I built and the chairs, bar stools, bedroom sets, those things, I love waking up. I love going to get the material. I love building it. I love the finished result. I love the look on people's faces when they see what was built. I thoroughly enjoy it. This ain't the same. It's not. It's just something it's a forceful feeling is what it is, because you're forced to wake up, are you not? When you're in this system, we're not all like, we can't all be like Steve over there just hanging out and freaking in that shack over there that he bought 8 years ago purposely to play it out, acting like he doesn't have any money and being poor self-conservative. We can't all just lay around, hang out, and watch the entire world through surveillance without anybody knowing, except for certain people. We're not all that gifted. So some of us still have to get up and go because we have bills to pay that you guys created. You see where I'm getting at with all? It's so, time's up, all right? I just was listening to JK for a second. Like, I hope nothing happens. I'm like, fuck, I can't wait. My God, will you just have something happen already? I mean, today's Wednesday. It's another possible 9/11 date. It is in the middle of the week. It's November 20th, Wednesday, 2019, 11/20/19. Why would you not want something? It's so prolonging, dragging out that, look, the ones that are pushing these buttons behind the scenes, you're not that comfortable right at this moment. You're not. If you plan on following through with your scheme, how can you be comfortable right now? How? Just knowing, it's like, come on, I see what you're doing there. Bring it on, Clickites. Bring it on. Bring on the show. Bring it on. Push the button. Let's go. I know it's right there. I know it's right there. But of course, they're gonna drag it out to the very freaking last day of the year. They're dragging it out. Head back to the Pet Goat 2 video at the 11 pillars right there where the girl's like, peace, and they're like, no, on tanks, and then all of a sudden it's no peace and fireworks go off. It was either 4th of July or New Year's Eve, so New Year's Eve makes more sense. It just does. The video was made in 2012 and it ends in 2019 at the end, which is 7 years going into the 8th year. But that feeling that everybody has, the one when you definitely just don't get enough sleep and the alarm goes off and it's already that time to get the hell up. You know that feeling? It's a forced feeling. Steve doesn't have that feeling. That's because he stopped working. I don't know if he ever did work, but you don't have that feeling, do you, Steve, where you have to get up and do something? You just get to sleep whenever you want to sleep. And then you just hop in your little red Corvette, go from your real house with your family and kids there, putting them up into going to school or whatever you do, maybe homeschool. And then you go to your other house in Michigan over 77 Heron Lane, and then you pretend to sit there like you're poor. But that's cool, But there's a demon. There's a demon that just tells you, get up. I don't want to get up. It's like, or is that an angel telling you to get up? Which one is it? It's like, You're forced to go, right? All right, fine. You're already forced. The God of forces already has you by the balls. Then when it's time to get up, well, then here comes the responsible part. Like, you can look at it either way. Like, is that a demon telling you to wake up, or is that just your responsible self saying, "All right, let's go get up"? You know, you have to do it. It's, you know, what are you fighting it for? If you have to get up every day and go to work, and you complain every time you get up and go to work, maybe you should work on. I know, I complain sometimes too, but it's only because I see the future. Sorry, you want to fault me for that? It ain't my fault, all right? Don't get mad at me, because I can see things that you can't, and they're gonna come to pass. And yeah, maybe it puts fear in people's hearts. What I say, maybe they think about, like, I really hope that doesn't happen. But why would you hope it doesn't happen? Don't you know that the end result is freedom? So wouldn't you be looking forward to that first, like, initial contact? Like, yes, we're getting there. Man, it's been prolonged so long, it's sickening. Ain't it? So all these people, look, it's just, I mean, it's like everybody, front, behind, side, just on this road alone, which is just one road in the United States, and then you have the entire United States waking up, doing the same thing in every single state. Come on. And then, you know, it's worldwide. Everybody gets up. For what? Because we have to make this paper. We have to collect more paper from different things that we do during the day. Some people just get to troll for a living, you know, and they just sit behind the computers. And that's, you know, but see, the trolling jobs are coming to an end too. I think that's why they don't. The trolls don't want anything to happen. No way, because that's job security for them. They sit there, they don't have to work, so all they got to do is get on and surveil people. It's not that complicated. That's easy. You could do that, right? Just look through the camera. But when you don't have to do this anymore, well, it's going to look scary at first. It just is. I mean, because here, how do you look at it? The world's going to start collapsing. It's going to look so terrible. And then, you know, it's going to continue on unless God decides to stop it. Like, how are you going to stop it? That's why... Poor kitty cat. So you're relying on God to stop it, right? What are you supposed to do? Rely on man to stop it? And then this is where people lack faith. War, well, here, okay, so the rapture begins. Definitely the rapture happens first, and then war breaks out. That's how it works. Like actual World War III. So as soon as they show us the rapture, and they try to feed us that storyline that millions of people disappeared, then it's wartime. I believe it's 40 days from that point on, right? Because it's like 2 21-day periods and then 3 days of darkness. Because it's the first 21 that plays out that ain't really the first 21. It's them playing it out. After that 21 days, that's when people are going to really need Michael to stand up for them. Because at that time, that's when my people will be delivered. Every one of them. Those that are found written in the book of life to everlasting life. It's like, thank God I stuck with it. Those that weren't found written, now you guys stand in shame, shame, shame. The ones that were planning on rounding us up and actually literally murdering us, that you had it in your heart to do it, you're a murderer. You're going to stand in shame. Not that you ever murdered anybody, but you already committed murder in your heart. How shameful are you going to feel standing there knowing that you wanted to murder somebody? And then the same people that you wanted to murder, they're now your boss. And then they actually show you compassion and love after that. That's the part right there. That you want to talk about putting a knife into the heart of someone, just digging in like that's all we're going to do. Just by doing that alone, telling you that God is, the good energy of God is taking over. All right? It's just it's taking over. Everybody who didn't believe, take a back seat. All right? Just sit back there. We'll let you know when you need to come up and finally make amends with everything. But in the meanwhile, you're going to stand there shameful. All the trolls are going to stand there shameful. Everybody with doubts. I mean, it depends on your faith is really what it comes down to. Do you have faith in God, the energy, the creation, that He's able to put this, it's like this wildfire that's spreading His Spirit. Do you think He's able to spread that out throughout the world? Well, He's not doing it. You're doing it. All He did was created everything. That's it. He created us, and then we are the ones that create our lives. He's the one. He's there to guide us with the way that He does. And then we do what we want with our lives. We're the creators of our lives. No, we can't create something from nothing, like a physical material, but we can create something, which is this flood, right, out of thin air. The flood that's coming over the entire world, the truth, the real flood, not the fake flood that they're playing out, that they're going to show us, the water coming after us the last 3 days or so. The actual flood itself of truth. You can't stop it. The ones that are watching behind the scenes, they already know. Steve is like the top one that knows the transformation. And it has to be that way, where somebody in a high up position that's ready to take over rulership, that the world wasn't told this. He was. Steve was told that. He was born for this, to be that person, to do that thing at this time. And so that's his part. And nobody's supposed to know that. But I know it from the outside looking in. And a few other people know it from the inside as well. That's why they're confident with what they know. Like, ain't nothing going to happen, Brad. And your date's going to come and go. And then my dates come and go. Because he knows, you know what I mean? You made it pretty obvious to me, Steve, that you know what the deal is. Who's Steve? Stephen James DeShawn. Just Google him. If anybody asks who Steve is, you don't know, and you're a new subscriber, just Google him. I made plenty of videos about him, and then I changed my mind about him too. So it depends on which video you see. At one point, I was mad as shit, man. I was so disgusted at you, just sickened to death. Because it's like, what is wrong with this guy? Why does he keep calling me a liar? It doesn't make sense. Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah. It's kind of like politics. Like the Democrats pretend to be mad at their best buddies over there that they sit down and eat dinner with and hang out and see their families all the time. Yet they, on camera, they pretend to hate each other. WWF wrestling. So everybody's going to work. Yeah, basically wasting their lives. Yep. I mean, there's not too many places that are really, really purposeful in this world. Like different types of jobs that are really, really meaningful. There's a few. but it has to do with helping people. Like helping people. Like, here's what the elite have been. They've been greedy, selfish. Why do you feel like you can just play God and kill people off because there's too many of us? There's not too many of us. There's not enough people in the world, actually. And there's plenty to go around, too. There's plenty of everything to go around. Number one, money. Right? As you see all these vehicles driving around, going to work, you see people going in and out of their jobs. They're all doing it for one thing only: money. Let's take away the money. What would you be doing it for if money didn't exist? Let me rephrase that. When money doesn't exist, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? Think about that. And then do it. When money doesn't exist, and these billions of people are running around like little ants, just going in and out and carrying stuff on, going over here, going to go in there, just going back and forth all day long, every day, forever, right? What are you going to do with your life when you don't have to go to work to make the money, but you're going to want to do something? You know how many people will say, like, I'm just retired, I'm doing nothing. No, it's not true. You can retire. Everybody gets a like a month vacation. Gotta take a month. Just take a month and just relax. And then as the month is going by, you're gonna start thinking like, man, I kind of want to do something. What do I want to do? And then you start thinking of what you want to do. And then when you have the mindset that it involves helping another human being, well, then that jump starts the barter system all over again. Like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, I don't know. This is as simple. If somebody needs their brakes done and you know how to do brakes, and then you go and do their brakes, if they have the material, I'll do the brakes. I have the hands to do it, and the tools, and I can do it. And then I have a water leak. I'm not a plumber, so, and then somebody knows how to. The same person that I fixed the brakes on, they know how to fix the leak, and then the material is there because it's free at Home Depot. You just go in and pick what you want, what you need. And then you fix it, and then that's how the barter system works. When I go to the Lamborghini dealership, and I feel like driving the newest one, I just walk up to the dealership and look into the window of the car. When I look in the window has facial recognition, right? It zooms, it scans your eye. If you pass the test. Because there's a test you're going to have to take in order to have access to the world and everything in it. Not the world the way it's ran, but the world, the earth, the people, the materials, the things, the know-how, the backing, the people to help. When I go there, I'm just going to look into the window. It's going to be facial recognition, and the door opens up immediately. And then you just get in and drive, and that's it. There's no signing papers. There's no waiting. There's no credit check. Well, let's see if you can afford. No, there's going to be a test check. Did you till my land yet? The ones that need to till some lands? Until you till the land, you get no vehicle, all right? Until you till the land. I'm a land tiller. I'm tilling God's land right now. He's my dad. And he wants me to till his land until he gets back. That's why it's a land tiller. You till it until he returns. When he returns, did you know those 5 shekels? Did you do something with them? Did Did you get some more in return? How about the two? If you had two, what about the one? Did you take that 1 shekel and hide it in the land and bury it because you were afraid of, you know, doubling your money? And then likewise, that's the way the whole system is. Think about the elite and how they don't even have money in their pocket. They don't have money. They don't walk around carrying money. They have either it's just their face. They know. They're known. They just sign this and that's it. Or they have a little card, that unlimited access card. Yeah, maybe we'll have one of them. Maybe we'll have one of them, just a card to access to, because everything's still going to be computerized. AI is taking over. It's just the ones that are behind the ones that are pushing the buttons. They're not going to be in place anymore. They're not the ones that are running things. It's us, God's children, the ones that obey His commandments. We run the world. We're the ones in charge. So it's a system the way that we want it, and it'll be as fair and equal as possible. We're all created equal, right? But at this time, because it's such a unique time in the history of existence, it's only going to happen this one time, and we're right in the thick of it. So when you could see that, life is pretty damn enjoyable. Knowing that going from what we are now, like American Idol, right? They all of a sudden, overnight, they become a star because they sung a song and they were recognized just like that. Well, similar thing happens. When this show's over, when there's a curtain call, it's time to rise up and get put in place. And then it's time to start cleaning house. And getting things the way they should be, which starts with the people that stand in shame. You guys have a few tests you got to get. They got to get ran on you before you get cleansed, because you have to stand there in shame. First of all, it has to resonate and sink in. You have to accept what you did. Or what you didn't do. If you were just stagnant and you have this information, that's one thing. But if you're against it and you're fighting it and then it comes to pass, man, that's on you.